let's get right into it. So let's start with our intros, our names, the city we are joining from, and what we do currently. Let's do that using the chat box. We've got Beauty Okon joining from Uyo, Nigerian banker. Beautiful. Chief Ololade, real estate in Nigeria, but currently in the United Kingdom. Welcome. Simbiat from Reading, healthcare assistant. Welcome to the session. George from Manchester, currently studying a master's in cloud and network security. You are very welcome. Marilyn, customer service assistant, joining from Birmingham. Welcome. Steve Chooks from Abia State, Nigeria. Welcome. Esther from Nigeria, procurement and business optimization. You're welcome. Israel is safety consultant and disaster manager, Lagos. You are welcome. So let's just do a little intro as well from this side. I'll just do a little bit introduction about the RKY Group. Myself, I'm Rukayat, and I'm the CEO of RKY Group. RKY Group is a dynamic conglomerate consisting of about 5 different initiatives and businesses, all aimed at bridging the gap and creating opportunities for underrepresented ethnic minority as well as immigrant professionals. Right, so I joined the session mainly to get ideas from different people and see if I can migrate to tech without a tech background, which one is more easy for non-tech background fellow like me between Scrum and Product Manager. I love that, Sahid. I would say you should stay tuned, and I'm sure your question or your expectation will be clarified and answered before the end of this session. So I love that, and I love that you've shared why and what you intend to gain out of this. So as part of the RKY Group, we've got RKY Careers, a multi-award-winning edtech company that offers tech trainings that help people either acquire tech skills as well as transition to tech across roles like data analysis, business analysis, project management, and many more. Then we've got Apply Body. Which is an AI-powered tool that helps people apply for jobs, right? And makes job application seamless. Tarid, if you can mute yourself, would really appreciate that. It will keep the session smooth and undisrupted. So we've got the podcast Limitless and Thriving, where we share insights, success stories, as well as tips to navigate your professional and career life. How long is this session? It's 2 hours. We've got Limitless Without Borders, which is the annual event, right, where we bring panelists, where we have workshops and everything career and business, tech, and all of that's related. So we've got the Immigrants Founders Network, which is a network of immigrants, entrepreneurs, and founders. We've got RKY Digital Solutions, which is an IT web development, a mobile app, and all of that company. Right. So about RKY Careers, just like I said, we're a multi-award-winning edtech company, and what sets us apart as compared to others that you would have in the market is the fact that our boot camps are practical experience focused, because this is what's prioritized in the job market. When you get interviews and all of that, to get the job and also to be able to keep the job, which is very important, you need practical work experience to be able to roll your sleeves and work from day one. In addition to that, what we also do that is different from what you get out there is the support you get. Our support is very comprehensive and life-changing, to be honest, because you get unending support till you land the job. And we know that the job market is about what more you can bring to the table, and we continue to give you the avenue to get more you can bring to the table within our ecosystem, within the community. Like I said, we are multi-award winning, and you can see a range of awards that we've won, being Career Support Organization of the Year, being 2-time. We've got that in 2020, we got that in 2024, and we've also gotten that in 2025, and we were recently also named as top 6, as a finalist tech startup of the year, top 6 tech startups in the UK. Right, so a little bit about myself. Like I said, I'm also a multi-award winning entrepreneur. I've won awards like Innovative Entrepreneur of the Year, Top 25 Advancing Diversity, Equity and Inclusion in Corporate UK, Outstanding Coach and Mentor. I'm also a member of the Forbes Coaches Council. So I'm a career coach and also a business coach. And of course, I'm the founder of and CEO of all of businesses under the RKY group. I've also been featured on Forbes. I've been featured on the US Times as well as a couple of other media. Right. So when I say we help people, we've helped 1,700 people so far. How have we helped them? What did we do for them? We help them by acquiring tech skills across data analysis, project management, business analysis, Excel and PowerPoint, Scrum Master, product owner, digital marketing, which are our boot camps, as well as our standalone services, CV optimization, LinkedIn optimization, career advisory consultations, business coaching programs, the professional portfolio, and all of that. So, as part of another part of the group, I want to share a little bit of highlights on today is the Limitless Without Borders events. So, Limitless Without Borders is a CIC, which is community of interest, like a platform that is devoted to supporting community professionals as well as business owners, entrepreneurs, or even aspiring ones within the immigrant and ethnic minority community. We've got an event coming up on the 21st of June where we are bringing together industry leaders, visionaries, and all of that. So one thing we have noticed is that there's rarely a platform that's actually is dedicated to immigrants in the wider UK space. And one thing we find is that even when we manage to navigate and get ourselves into that midst, we still feel like we are unrepresented. There are lots of diversity and equality, equity, and all of that programs here and there, but most of them do not make up or do not actually make up for the unique challenges that immigrants in the UK face. And if this is not done, what does that mean? It means there's a gap, right? It means that we need to create that for ourselves, which is why we've created the Limitless Without Borders events. We've done this event twice. It's an annual event. Can we mute ourselves, please? So we had the first one in 2023. We had the second one in 2024. And in 2025, we are scaling to 1,000 attendees. Right? Because why not, right? We deserve to be celebrated. We deserve our voices deserve to be amplified. And guess what? We deserve to have access to the information, strategies, insights that we would use to actually live fulfilling lives. Live fulfilling lives regardless of where we are. Because we are immigrants does not mean we have to shrink ourselves. Being in contact with one new person, one relevant person to your journey can actually make a whole lot of difference. I can tell you this, from my experience. Why do we have so many people? Right. So I can tell you this particularly from my journey as an entrepreneur. Networking, meeting new people is very important. And guess what? There are some people that you can't just walk up to and talk to just like that. There's some people, if you send them DMs on LinkedIn, they might probably not respond to you. But meeting them in a room where you've all been brought together is always a great opportunity. And like I said, in the RKY community, most of our alumni already know that we bring different people because we are not just a trading company, we're a community. We bring people in to talk about things that are relevant to living fulfilling life beyond just career or jobs. Some things you're trying to even achieve with trying to get a job, you might actually achieve even faster through other means, but you don't even know those means, right? Which is why we bring different opportunities like this to the table. So tickets are currently selling for the LWB, and guess what? There's also an award section that is dedicated to immigrants professionals. So if you know an immigrant or you're an immigrant that is doing successfully in your career, doing something relevant related to business and all of that, and you think you're worthy of celebration, nominate yourself. Nominations are currently on. Just head on to our website, limitlesswithoutborders.com, and navigate yourself to the award section. Nominate yourself. You deserve to also be a multi-award winning person. Most of these people that have multi-award winning on their names, it all started with their first awards, and after that these awards will start chasing you. So what we are trying to do is to create that platform, the opportunity of amplification for our community. Who agrees with me that this is actually necessary? Right, so tickets are currently on. I think we've dropped the link to the tickets in the chat box, and I think early bird tickets, I think we finished selling early bird tickets last week. However, because you're on this call, we are giving you an opportunity to get a discount, because there's a community-based discount where you get, £10 off the standard tickets, bringing it back down to £15. So if you are interested in that, drop a chat. I would share with you the code. We'll share the code for you to get access to that. So here are some of our speakers that will be coming on board from myself as well, to entrepreneurs, accountants, career coaches. You can see an MBE there. MBE is like is a title here that is a recognition that is given by what's it called, the royal UK royal, by the king or the queen and all of that. So we've got Bola So, who is a financial advisor. We've got a cybersecurity expert, an entrepreneur as well. So we have loads of people that would cover things from finances to getting on the property ladder, to getting a job, to starting a business, launching a business, knowing how to do your taxes right. So these are the kind of information that we need. This is what our counterparts have. They don't need to pay because, they are able to send their children to all those schools where they get to connect with people that will take their journeys right to the next level. So that's about the event. Is happening on the 21st of June. Location is not a barrier. It's happening in Greenwich. People traveled from Manchester and all of that for last year's own. This year, people are even coming from Nigeria, Canada, and all of that. So you don't have any excuse. You have to be there. Children are welcome. Come with your children. If you have children, it's not a barrier. So make sure you book your tickets to actually be there, because this is the only event that is specially curated to amplify immigrants and is done by us. So you won't be in a, because I know a lot of people say networking, but to be honest, I've gone for networking events where I felt like, what am I really doing here? Right. So let's get right on with it. So talking about tech, guys. Why is everybody talking about tech? I'm sure that you've heard about tech here and there all over the place. Why is everybody talking about tech? Why transition to tech, or why consider transitioning to tech? Right. So one of the reasons I would say is the blooming demand. There's a blooming demand for tech right now. We all know all the doom story of what's going on in the UK. We are going back, they are going into recession soon and all of that. But companies are looking for ways to leverage systems, processes, such that they are able to scale and still maintain the profitability they deserve, or that they need to survive, really. So there's a blooming demand for tech roles across job titles, across the tools and all of that. Also, there are diverse fields that you can leverage. Gone are the days when tech used to be software engineering, programming, be able to do, very difficult stuff. Now, I saw somebody just before I joined this call ranting about why is everybody talking about tech. Somebody introduced themselves to you and they said they're in tech. By the time they call their job title, you're like, how is this one tech? But guess what? It's actually tech, because most roles now are being transformed to include the use of tech tools, tech skills, and all of that. So even if your job titles remain the same, the ability to use tech skills and tools is actually non-negotiable at the moment. Yeah. Also, we've got competitive salaries. Tech remains one of those fields where that even if today you're earning 30K, tomorrow you could be on 60K. You could have two offers where one is like 30K, maybe because you apply to a low paying role, and you could have another one of 90K. I know people that with tech skills, they were able to get their first jobs, paying them 90K, right? Which is actually everybody's dream, right? To get to that 6 figures and all of that. Innovation and creativity with tech, right? It allows you to work on cutting-edge projects and innovation solutions that are solving real-life problems. Because if you look at tech as a whole, you are either building something or improving the process, or improving the way things used to be done, or automating the way stressful, processes, right? Flexibility and remote work as well. I don't know how many of us here enjoy chasing after bosses. I don't know, recently I've been saying that a lot, I remember when I was doing my master's so many years ago, or a few years ago, right? I would chase after bosses. For me, it was to go to school anyway, not to go to class, not to go to my next shift. But I know loads of people that would actually do anything to get a flexible role, to be able to work from home, to be able to be there for your family, to be able to, go for your children's, sporting activity or whatsoever, right? Which a career in tech. And if you are actually even doing a flexible and remote role. It encourages family life as well. I know so many people here that, just because they want to be there for their family, mom has to work in the morning, dad has to work at night, and all of that. But imagine if two of you are working remotely, you don't need to, give up quality family life just to be able to pay your bills, because at the end of the day, some of these roles, they can only cover bills. You can't save out of them. You can't build generational wealth out of them. But actually, if you are doing a flexible or remote role, you're even able to think of other things you could do with your time to actually monetize your skill sets or whatsoever, to bring more money to the table. I don't know if anybody agrees with me on that. Global opportunities. Tech skills are in demand worldwide. What a data analyst do in Abia State, in Ekiti State, in Lagos State, in the UK, in Canada, because I'm calling areas that I've heard people introduce themselves to, isn't different. It's the same thing. Tech and tools, skills, and all of that, they've made the world so small, such that companies can now bring people from Ghana to come work in the UK, from Nigeria, because it's the same skill set you are bringing to the table. Right. So continuous learning and development. If you are in tech, you need to. It will encourage you to keep learning and improving yourself. Gone are the days where you get a job and hey ho, that's it. You just get so relaxed and comfortable because there's really nothing new and challenging that is happening. But guess what? In tech, a tool could come up, right? That will just destabilize everything. And that will destabilize everything, right? So you need to tech will force you to keep yourself ahead of the curve. Also, with tech skills, you're able to position yourself for visa sponsorship jobs, global talent visas, digital nomad visas. There's a reason why these visas have been created especially for tech skills or tech right, is because they are in demand, they are needed, they are the key to moving the business to the next level, to moving the economy to the next level, to moving the country, right, to the next level. Right. Talking about getting a job in the NHS as well. A lot of people want to get a job in the NHS. Why? Because NHS is one of the very good. First of all, it gives you security. You're working, in a healthcare sector, which is very much in demand and all of that. Also, for those that are looking for sponsorship, NHS happens to be one of the main sponsors or one of the main sponsors, right, for visas, right? However, not everybody also are cut out for, healthcare related roles and all of that. And if you are, right, that's fine. However, there are so many non-clinical roles you can leverage within the NHS as well to get this sponsorship, right? Look at this role I have right here on the screen, Project Manager Band 8. We've had some of our students get roles like this. We have so many of our students in the NHS, from project management to business analyst to business intelligence analyst, and they are thriving and doing really well because they got the adequate work experience working on projects here on the boot camp. And not only that, we also we have special people that come in to teach you especially how to get jobs in the NHS, how to get global talent visas, because here, like I said, we're a community. It's not just about teaching you the skill sets. We also look for how you can use that skill set. How you can use that skill set to get a job, where you should be looking for to get those jobs, where you should be going to get those jobs. That is what we do here at RKY Career. So we are a community, a transformational community that wants you to leverage those tools you're also learning here, to live your fulfilling life and to achieve your goals. So talking about global talent visa as well, if you go to LinkedIn, right, and you put UK global talents there, just so you know that how are people getting this global talent visa, right? What skills or what are they using to get it? How are they getting this global talent visa? So if you go and do a search, you will find that just put your location, right? Change it to people, and then you will see that the roles that people that have gotten these global talents visas that they have is either digital marketing, product management, data analyst, and the likes. This is not to say that being in this career path is the only thing they use in qualifying, but it's a step in the right direction if that is what you aim to achieve. Right. So talking about skills that you need to transition or to have a successful career in tech, one of it will be communication skills. Guys, regardless of the role that you are trying to get into, you need to be able to communicate with others. You need to be able to make oral, written, You need to be able to collaborate. You need to be able to present your thoughts. You need to be able to articulate your thoughts, which is what they would do when you have an interview and they tell you to do a slide, to present something, they give you a case study and all of that. So communication is very key. And one thing I love about our boot camp is that we don't just train you. When you're working on the project phase, you get to learn how to write emails. If you don't do that before, you send emails to your sponsor. You actually get to present. There are so many opportunities for you to present. We have so many people that joined that never presented, that never, put themselves out there before, but the bootcamp, forced them to do this, right? So solution mindset. If you are in tech or you want to get into tech, you need to have a solution mindset, right? To be able to solve problems, not just escalate them, solve problems. Even if you are escalating a problem, you should already have your potential or recommended solution that you are giving to your manager, right? And all of that. So adaptability, very important. So you need to be able to accept change, drive change, be the change as well. Continuous development mindset. You can't just say, this is the way they do things here. You need to be able to I joined this company, because they will always ask this to a question as well at interviews. I joined this company. This was the way they were doing it before. When I reviewed the process, I found redundancies. I found things I could streamline, and I updated the processes in this so way. Problem solving, stakeholder management, process improvement, and team collaboration. These are very key as well. Here are some tech fields that have global potential that you can actually get visa sponsorship in, that you can get your high paying role, flexible role in, right? From data analysts or data related roles, where we have the data engineer, data scientist, to business analyst, solutions analyst, change management, and all of that. So we have a few of them. But one thing I would tell people is that regardless of whether you want to change your career path or not, tech is more than just a career path. It's more than just a field, which is why you would see people whose job titles look like they are not tech, telling you they are in tech, because they are leveraging tech skills in their day-to-day. Tech is a must-have skill set that everybody needs to have to actually be productive, efficient, and profitable as well if it's a business. From analytical skills to collaboration skills to design skills, digital marketing skills. In this day and time, regardless of whether you are a business or not, you must learn how to sell, because as a candidate looking for a job, you need to be able to sell yourself. You need to be able to put yourself, as the best candidate. I've seen some things out there so many times about mediocres, or people who are not good enough, being the one being recognized, getting the speaking engagements, getting recognized, getting the industry awards, right? Just because they are loud, they are creating relevance for themselves in their field. They are creating and positioning themselves as thought leaders. There's nothing stopping you from doing that as well. This is an era where it's about what people see and are convinced about at first glance. So digital marketing skills, very important. Social media management, cybersecurity and information security in our personal lives, in our businesses, artificial intelligence. And we know all of this, which is why in the RKY Careers Bootcamp, regardless of the course you enroll for, we upskill you across board through our bonus quarterly courses. Last quarter, it was artificial intelligence. All our students got a free artificial intelligence course, which they got a certification for, that they can add to their skill sets. Every employer now wants artificial intelligence savvy people. They want people that actually can make intelligence conversations and know what artificial intelligence is all about and how to use it. The same with analytical. All our students got Power BI skill sets recently. Power BI tools, Power BI training, if a 2 days masterclass. Same with project related skill sets and all of that. So because like I said, it's not about training people right now. It's about what more you can bring to the table. Right. So right. So why do people then struggle to transition to tech? One of the reasons why people struggle to transition to tech is the skill gap, lack of industry experience, and the fierce competition, because, of course, loads of people are trying to get into tech. So how can we solve this, or how does RKY Career solve this? We bridge the skill gap. We train you. We give you practical work experience working on a project that is gotten, you can see we introduced ourselves as a group at the beginning. We've got an IT company that gets clients projects, web app, mobile app, sometimes process improvements, implementation of CRMs and all of that. And then we get our students to work on this for work experience. Right? And then we give you all the advantages you need to stand out in the job market. We know that the market is about what more you can bring to the table. And that's why if we are not pointing you to where you can get that more, we even provide the more. This quarter now is another course that we are doing, and we are currently designing the curriculum. And guess what? It's not just about taking AI course. For instance, you are a project manager now. You are doing an AI course, for instance, that's teaching you how to do videos or whatever. That's not what you need based on your career-related certification. You can do that for another reason. What we do is that based on your career paths, we let you know the relevant application of AI to your respective field, the relevant application of cybersecurity to your respective field, right? So what do we offer, and how do we, I've talked about what we offer little in some of the previous segments. So the first one being practical experience-based bootcamps. Practical experience is very important in the UK. UK is not a place where it's degrees. Even for professionally regulated roles, they will tell you, oh, they want you to have ICANN, ACA, ACCA, or qualification by experience. Definitely, if you qualify by experience, they will need to drill you to be able to, and you need to prove that you're better than those that have certifications that don't have the experience, right? Which is why at RKY Careers, we train you, we give you experience, we give you opportunities to come back as well, to be a part of other projects, either by volunteering or through our Tech Accelerator program, so that you can get grounded, right, on the experience. Networking events and workshops, one of which is the event that is coming up in June 21st. We all need to be there. We need to be in rooms where opportunities are being discussed. I mean, I would say that I've been in this field for a while, but guess what? There's still some things I'm finding out for the first time by going for networking events. If you follow my personal LinkedIn, you'll see how much I'm personally investing on these events. I've gone for events that I had to pay £400 just to get access. There are some events as expensive as that in this UK. And guess what? It's usually like value driven, right? So we need to invest in communities, events, workshops, very important. And when it is free, like this one we are in today as well, why not? If not, right? Personalized career branding services. A lot of people go through trainings but do not know how to put together what they've learned on paper. We delivered CVs for our data analysis students last week, which is this or maybe this week, and one of the persons there called me. Since she joined the bootcamp, she's been struggling. Which part of data analysis? Is it tech I want, or is it media, or is it because in our data analysis bootcamp we give you opportunity to choose the industry so that you can get to work on clients related data within that industry for your group projects. And when she got her CV, she called me. I was in a meeting and she was like, oh, I just wanted to give you a feedback. How did this person that did the CV, how did they understand me? This is me. It's a fantastic job. And that is how our students feel when they go through the bootcamp, and then we help them put the skill set they've acquired plus what they already have, because that's very important. It's not just about what you have now. We find a way to create a blend, because guess what, there's a blend between where you are coming from and what you have currently, which is what will make you unique as a candidate, right? And then community of innovators, immersive learning experience, and all of that. To date, we have 1,700 success stories of people who have landed their desired jobs, including visa sponsorship jobs, some of which you can see on my screen today. These are some more, from project coordinator to AML analyst to reporting analyst to project managers, and so on and so forth. And this is also our third-party reviews. I'm sure you all know what Trustpilot and Google reviews are about, right? And they're like third-party independent reviews where people can go to say what they feel about the bootcamps. And you can see all the positive reviews that we also have on there, From those, all of these people that you can see here, they've passed through the bootcamp and they've landed their desired jobs. On Trustpilot, we've got someone saying, my wife shared RKY Careers link with me, and I can say that I have no regrets. The learning experience was great. The CEO, Rukaya Talabi, the tutor, Lumi, and the team are one of the best that I've ever seen. These are remarkable experiences that people have had, and they've landed their jobs, from the bootcamp. Like I said, all our bootcamps are in line with what is industry expectation. We know AI is the old thing. Even in fact, in our project phase of our boot camps now, we've moved away from just doing, app development, website. We are now doing AI projects. Most of our students are building AI projects, which is actually very good for your CV in this time and age. So talking about our courses, I'm going to start with digital marketing, and I'm going to bring on board Ifeanyi Chukwu Yasins. I believe that's how they call your name. Was part of the digital marketing bootcamp, 3.0. Ifeanyi Chukwu, if you're there, please. I know you've got limited time, so that's why I'm bringing you on board very quickly. Is Ifeanyi
Yes,
Chukwu?
I'm here.
Okay,
Good
beautiful.
afternoon, Ricky. Good
Good
afternoon. I'm here.
afternoon. Good
Thank you.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, all. Thank you for joining us today. Hope you're doing all right. Okay, quick one. Yeah, my name is Ifeanyi Chukwu. Yeah, current student from Digital Marketing Cohort 3.0. So currently we are in our project phase where we are working on live projects. So quickly, I want to take us through what digital marketing is all about. So I don't know, for most of us, we already know that digital marketing, which is also known as online marketing, is the promotion of brands and products using digital channels like the internet, social media, email, and websites to connect with potential customers and achieve marketing goals. And this digital marketing encompasses all marketing activities that take place online using various digital channels and platforms and technologies to reach and engage target audiences. And you may want to ask, what is the purpose of this digital marketing? The primary goals of digital marketing includes increasing brand awareness. Some of you might you come across the various brands and you might be wondering what how did they come about these brands and how are they being promoted? So yeah, this is where digital marketing comes in, driving traffic to websites and other online resources and generating leads and ultimately boosting your sales as well. For digital marketing, we have different channels for digital marketing. We have the search engines, the website optimization, your social media, being social media manager, a content creator, a digital marketing manager, and also you have email marketing. So, first of all, being here, being in this call, being in this meeting, I want to say you guys are in the right place because in RKY, I believe you guys will be in the trusted hands. From the beginning of our cohort during the um, learning phase, our facilitator has been awesome, took us through the project, the learning phases, and well, from my own perspective, the learning phase is awesome, and we've learned a lot. Some things we know we just know on the surface. I think we were able to go deeper in it. We were able to come across some different abilities we couldn't know that we have as well. And one thing about digital marketing is that you have the access to, I don't know if Ruki has said that, you have access to, um, applying for various talent opportunities, one of which is the Global Talent Visa. Most of us that are in Nigeria or even in the UK, you can also use digital marketing to apply for your Global Talent Visa as well. And if you don't want to work for someone, you feel like you don't want to work for, you want to be your own boss. Yeah, with digital marketing, you can own your own business, you can start your own business, and you can also work from home if you feel like you don't want to be hustling, jumping bus from one place to another. If you have a family, you can also work from home. And one thing about I'll quickly run to the project phase. And one good thing about the project phase is that it gives you the ability to test your strength and your areas of specialty. If you want to be a digital marketing manager, either email marketing manager or pay-per-click specialist. So the project phase, you get to work on live projects. You interact with different channels, your sponsors, you meet different people, and come to think of it, you are being tested in the real world. So when you go out, you already have the skill set, you already have the what it takes to be in the job. So with digital marketing, I must say you have all what it takes to own your own business as well. Um, Thank you, Kia. I don't know if
Thank you so much, Ifanye. Can you tell us about your experience? Just summarize your experience as a whole in the boot camp, and what would you say to people that are looking to, start a career or like enroll for the digital marketing boot camp?
okay, thank you. Well, I must say from my own experience, I would say I've gathered a lot of experience from being able to manage people. Like in my project phase, I've been a digital marketing manager, so this gives me the opportunity to manage people. Be interact with them and present. One thing is that you should be able to also present. You should be able to pass information. You should be able to communicate as well. And for sorry, what was the other question?
Yeah, would you recommend the boot camp?
Oh, very well. Sure, sure. I must say, if you are here and you want to go into that digital marketing, I really, really recommend it. So if you feel like you are interested in being a digital marketing manager, or an email marketing manager, or an SEO search engine optimization, you want to be a content creator as well, you are in the right place. RKY is there for you.
Right. Thank you so much, Ifeanyi. I really appreciate you taking out time from work because I know you're at work, to just share your
Yes.
experience in the boot camp. We appreciate you. So, by the way, it's still in the current course. They're currently in their project phase and they're doing great work. Right. So, thank you so much, Ifeanyi. So, I'll just go back quickly and talk more
Thank you very
about,
much.
the digital marketing boot camp and digital marketing as a whole. Like I was saying earlier, I mentioned the fact that everybody needs to actually have digital marketing skills. You want me to tell you a secret? What got RKY Careers to where we are today? Where we started 3 years ago, and now we are a group of companies can actually be very much attributed to the power of digital marketing. RKY Careers now have an office, in Canary Wharf. However, before then, everything we do was done digitally. All our marketing, and we've got to imagine we are just here. We're even remote. We didn't even let's even take out the office space. However, we have students, clients joining from Canada, America, Germany, Finland. How are we able to do that? Which is the reason why every business need a digital marketing professional on their team. Right. I mean, and another thing that business owners also need to have these skills themselves, because I personally was the one handling all of these things before, we grew and became a team of close to 30 that we are right now. Right. So I've seen a lot of people that, they've managed to grow their Instagram pages to like 100K, 50K, this and that, and then they lose these pages. Like when I woke up this morning, the first video I came across on social media was somebody crying, not to mock anybody, but somebody crying that they've lost their page and that people should help them and all of that. That is not a good position to be in 2025. You can't rely on just one channel, social media only. People think social media is all digital marketing is about, but guess what? It's not. Digital marketing is way more than just having social media presence. As a business owner, you want to make sure that you've got your PPC, which is pay per click, you've got your SEO on point, which is search engine optimization, where people can search for you, where your results, or the content you've got on your website can naturally come up when people are searching for things. And this requires you being intentional, doing your keyword research and all of that before you put out content on your platforms. Email marketing, very important. You need to generate and build your mail list such that even when you lose, and that's one of the benefits that some of those in our first cohort. There's this particular e-commerce entrepreneur that was in our first cohort. She also lost her page that she's grown for over 7 years. She lost a page. And but guess what? Just before this happened, she enrolled in a digital marketing bootcamp and she learns how to do email marketing. She learns SEO and all of that. And she had just set up an email marketing list. She has just built a marketing email. She's just built a website for her business such that even when you lose a page, for instance, you are able to send a mail to all your mail lists to follow your new page. You are also able to continue to get in your sales through your website. So every business needs to understand, how digital marketing works and also how to implement it. And every business owner need a digital marketing professional on their team. So who can take this course? Graduates, right, who needs practical work experience. So we have a lot of people doing digital marketing as a degree and all of that now, but your degree is not enough to help you start your journey as a digital marketer. We also have marketing professionals or sales professionals, all those sales professionals that probably do knocking on the door. There are so many ways that you can, and even as a marketing professional, guess what? You can sell your services on Fiverr, on Upwork. You can just walk up to an entrepreneur and tell them the value you can bring to their table, how you can help improve their businesses, what you can bring to the table, to be honest, and you just get yourself a job. That's how easy digital marketing and how much in demand digital marketing skill set is, from content creation to SEO to PPC to email marketing to content, and all of that. So it's 13 weeks program where the first 7 weeks we'll be learning in class. After that, we work on projects. The last 2 cohorts we had for this, they actually took a tech product to the market, a tech product that allows African vendors to list their businesses on it's called UK African Vendor Finder, and it was actually a great project. Right, so potential career paths that you can explore after digital marketing. We've got digital marketing manager, SEO specialist, content marketing manager, social media manager, and all of that. Digital marketing happens to be one of those career paths that is eligible for visa sponsorship as well as global talent visa. Right, so you can see the code right there. So long as you can prove the value you are bringing to the table, because with one right digital marketing professional on board in your business, in companies, their profits can skyrocket. For companies to make money, either they are increasing their revenue or they are increasing, or reducing their expenses. And one thing I'll tell you, and how much in demand it is, a lot of entrepreneurial groups and communities, and I'll tell you that most people are struggling with digital marketing and digital marketing skills. There are so many freelance opportunities, there's so many full-time opportunities, there are so many opportunities in digital marketing. So what will be covered, from knowing how to start, digital marketing strategy and planning, content and social media marketing, SEO, email marketing, PPC, website development and optimization, analytics and data interpretation, writing for the web, knowing how to write articles, web and all of that, how to create graphics, for social media and other platforms as well, real clients projects for work experience as well. So talking about all of what I've said, you're going to learn tools like Canva, SEMrush, Google Analytics and all of that. The value for this bootcamp should be £1,500. However, we have a special discount running, where you can secure your slots for just £450. The start date for the next cohort is 3rd of May. And if you are in Nigeria, you are in for a treat. We've got a special discount for Nigerian residents. All you need to do is send us a DM. The links have been dropped for you to secure your slots in the group. You can do that, secure your slot, send a DM if you're in Nigeria to get the Nigerian rates. This is the lowest rate our course has ever been, for this particular course as well. So you want to make sure that you secure your slots. I'm sure even Henry that is speaking enrolled for this boot, or that spoke earlier, enrolled for the boot camp at £599 at that time. So make sure you secure your slots to gain experience in this. And guess what? Every CEO I know, everybody now is trying to understand digital marketing. Everybody that wants to start a business. So the skill sets can never waste. Even if you're going to eventually have a team like I do, there's nothing my team can do that I can't do myself when it comes to digital marketing. Right. So it's a very, very important skill set. Right. So to the parts that we're supposed to get to before we started, because I had to make Henry speak quickly. If I could speak quickly. What career path would you like your next role to be? Let's drop it there in the chat box. What career path in tech interests you, or are you considering? Let me know what career paths interest you or that you are considering or thinking of. Beautiful. So Queen has said business analysis. I love that. Dorothy, project management. Beautiful. Peace, project management. Let's drop it, guys. You might win a free slot to one of the classes. Who would like to win a free slot? Okay. So George says cybersecurity. Aminat says data analysis. Tawhid, data analysis and project management. Beautiful. And Peace, Mio. Okay. See how the responses are now skyrocketing. Okay, so Odole, I hope that I pronounced that correctly. Project management. Beauty says project management. Odika says project management. Business analysis. Symbiat. Jeremiah, business analysis. Ebenezer, project management. Janet, project. What's going on? Nobody has said digital marketing so far. EJ says IT communications. Steve, cybersecurity. And then Aminat, when will the next cohorts be after May if we can't join the May? So after May, we would have July because we don't do every month cohorts because we want to spend enough time with our students before we start a new one. It's not about just, washing our hands off people after two weeks of classes. That's why all our class phases are like 7 weeks. And until that class phase is over, we don't start another cohorts. So it's usually like 1 month in, 1 month out. So after May, the next cohort would most likely be July. Uchenna says project management. Okay. Otika says I would love to win this. You guys love free slots. Okay. Even if we don't win a free slot for the digital marketing, for the course, yeah, you might win a free slot to our event. So keep being interactive. Sulaiman says data analysis. Cynthia says data analysis. Okay, so Rooney says digital marketing and project management. Okay. Messi says BA and project management, data analysis. That's from Henry. Emmy says project management. Aminat says, okay, thanks a lot. I'll plan for either May or June. Anna says business analysis or project management. Beautiful. We've just heard all I've been hearing like is project and business analysis, project and business analysis. Right. That's good. Let's go on. And then I think I had a lot of data too. I didn't hear any digital marketing though. What's going on? Why don't people have interest in digital marketing? Anyways, let's proceed very quickly. Let me see what else I missed. Okay, I think I managed the time properly. So, talking about the next course, which is compliance. Do we have anybody here that knows what compliance is all about? Do we know what compliance is all about? Tawhid says yes. Beautiful. What does compliance mean to you? Looking forward to the May cohort. Okay, we look forward to seeing you too, Sydney. So now let's talk about compliance because that class is starting in a couple of hours. The course for compliance actually starts today. So the compliance bootcamp provides a comprehensive training aimed at equipping professionals with the knowledge and skill sets. Okay, so beautiful. So Tawhid says business regulation and okay, I think it ended there. Lashe says, is compliance eligible for sponsorship? I love that question as well. And then making sure everyone follows due process. Companies adhering to applicable laws and regulations within their industry. Beautiful. So is compliance eligible for we'll get to that. So who can enroll for compliance course? Early career beginners, foreign trained lawyers, or ex-bankers. So if you're a foreign trained lawyer, you are new in the UK, you're still in your home country, and you don't want to completely leave your law background or law experience, but you want something that's is related to that, a low-hanging fruit and all of that. Compliance is the one for you. So anyone seeking a career in KYC, compliance, AML, accountants, CEOs, and corporate executives, as well as risk managers, and not limited to that, guys. Anybody can actually leverage a career in compliance. Right, so potential career paths you can explore under compliance. We've got KYC analysis, We've got KYC analyst, compliance analyst, risk manager, financial crime, data protection, and so on. Is compliance eligible for sponsorship? Now I'm going to answer that question. Yes, it's eligible for visa sponsorship. Getting visa sponsorship now is more about what more do you bring to the table, being the best candidate for a role, and you can now get the perks that also come with that role, which includes visa sponsorship. Right. And also aligning the new skill sets you're trying to get with your previous experience, that's such that when you come out with the old and new, you have a strong and unique brand for yourself. Right. Companies, our students have landed roles. For those of you in the compliance space, you'll be familiar that banks, law firms, insurance companies, payments companies, startups, fintechs, and all of that are where KYC and all of that are mostly required. So, what does this training come with? Just like every other our other trainings, live training, access to our LMS for 12 months after the bootcamp, UK reference for the project you work on during the project, CV and LinkedIn optimization, final projects, alumni support. Guess what? RKY Careers is the only training company that gives our students weekly interview prep after the bootcamp has expired. After the boot camp is over, after the training is over, after the work experience is over, you get access to weekly interview preparation. How wonderful is that? There's nothing like that support. Having somewhere you can come to when you have interviews, having people that can, tell you this is the best way to answer a particular question. These are the questions that are likely to be asked. These are questions that are likely to be asked based on your job description. There's nothing like having that platform. Right. So, like I also said, for the value of everything I've said, you will get in the boot camp. The value of this course is 1,500. However, right, if you secure your slot today, you get to enjoy the discount at £599. The start date for this boot camp is today. At 4 p.m., the compliance class starts. So either you're joining from Nigeria or the UK, right? Click the link. If you're joining from the UK, click the link below to secure your slot. You can still join. And if you're joining from Nigeria, send the numbers on the screen a message on WhatsApp. So I've got Dare Wilson on the call, and he's going to be sharing his experience on the bootcamp. So he's a Nigeria trained auditor, and his decision to enroll for the compliance bootcamp was due to his passion for adhering to rules, policies, and guidelines. And RKY offered such opportunities in this area. Right. So, I don't know, Dare, if you are there, do you want to?
Hi, good afternoon, Rookie.
Hi, good afternoon. Thanks for coming to speak to us.
All right, I'm glad to be here also. I need to say something about you. We need to study your managerial prowess, and I think you need to probably come up with a business management course also. So you'll be the one to handle that. Is that okay?
Yeah, thanks for that. By the way, we've got a business coaching and accelerator program, anyways, which
Wow.
I'm personally handling to teach people how to start and build sustainable businesses in the UK. Right.
Wow.
So yeah, probably you are in the spirits.
Okay. I joined RKY Career Compliance Bootcamp Cohort 11.0. After I failed an interview and a compliance interview at my previous workplace, that is RSC Insurance. So my wife sent me a link about RKY. So I studied the RKY careers, the options for me and all that. So eventually I applied for the 11.0 cohort, and during the during this period I was able to learn a lot about sanctions, that is countries not to deal with. Of course, countries like North Korea, Iran, Russia, Belarus, and also other countries. Then also about anti-money laundering. Of course, there's rules and laws against all these. then also how to conduct due diligence on customers, especially when you're onboarding them. Then also on continuous, of course, when you onboard customers and you conduct due diligence, you need to do this continuously. Probably it can be enhanced or simplified due diligence also. Also, I learned a lot about GDPR, handling data of customers as regards my job, as a claims processor in RSA. I did a lot with customer information. So I need to know what to do and what not to do so as not to break any FCA regulations. So throughout my period during this training, it was very interesting. Our tutor, Lumi, he is one of the best guys out there, and he shared his professional experience with us. He shared his personal and also everything that we need to know as regard compliance. And I'll tell anyone interested in compliance, this is one of the best platform. RKY is one of the best platform to do that. And apart from the learning experience, and also if you're yet to get a job, you can always add RKY as a workplace, as a current workplace, because when you're interviewing for jobs there, job roles there in UK, they don't like gap, they don't like gap in your employment history. So RKY will help you to fill in for this. So like, okay, now when I left RSA Insurance, I had like 2-3 months gap history, and RKY was able to fill me in for that. So eventually I got another job with another insurance company as a sales advisor. So RKY was able to give a reference on that. So there are a lot of things, a lot of positive and merits joining RKY career, learning under compliance and everything, especially if you have flair for laws, for rules, for regulations, etc. So and then they have staff, they have this admin staff and technical staff, they're always handy. Oyinda, Tobi, Olatunji. One thing about, I always wake up to mails from Tobi, especially, giving informations about things there in RKY, what is going on, probably job opportunities, probably other trainings that you can learn from and all that. So what I would just say is that when you are in UK, especially, you just need to keep learning. I have a friend, one of the friends I made during the compliance class. She's working with JP Morgan. Apart from doing the compliance, after she finished the compliance training, she also registered for digital marketing. So don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself to one course, because there are always opportunities in different areas. That's what I would say. So thank you very much.
Right. Thank you so much, Dari, for sharing your experience. And, everything is said in our boot camps. You actually get to work on, cases to give you practical work experience that goes on your CV. And don't limit yourself. And I was saying it, that somebody in the session I was last week, I was saying it that just before I joined that particular course, somebody in the marketing space actually reached out to me. I was saying that, you know what, you need to actually educate. You need to actually do like a session for all your students and alumni about compliance. I just came out of an interview, and it's a marketing role, but they needed compliance skill sets. See that combination? Like, who would have thought about it? That I know there are so many combinations. We've seen data analysis and HR, but imagine employers now expecting people that are going for marketing roles to have compliance experience. That is how continuous development is going. Even though on your CV, you can't put all of that together and get an interview. When you get to interviews, employers expect you to bring more to the table, right? So compliance is actually a very much in demand skill set to have, regardless of the role you are getting into. And congratulations to you, Dari, as well, for taking on the journey and all of that, right? And thanks for also making out time. So what would you say to people that want to come on board the compliance bootcamp? What would you say what would be your final words to them?
I would just tell them, okay, like someone now I saw, she said she has banking operations experience back in Nigeria. I think compliance will be very good for her, when it comes to handling customers, onboarding them, and also conducting due diligence and also anti-money, everything, especially anybody that has a banking experience, law experience, and all that, the compliance is a very good option for them.
Mm. Beautiful. Thank you so much for that.
Okay.
Thanks. So there you go, guys. If can a compliance also work remotely? Compliance, KYC, AML roles, they are one of the like almost guaranteed remote roles, to be honest. I know plenty I know plenty people who are in compliance, right? That have not even seen office since they started working. Right, and just like you said, we also have people working in JP Morgan, working in like all the places I showed earlier. So if compliance is it for you, you definitely want to join our cohort starting today at 4 p.m. Okay, so thank you so much. So the next one I'll be talking about is project management and business analysis. If you were one of those that indicated interest in that area, can I see your reaction to that? We are finally talking about project management and business analysis. Right. Can someone with no tech experience transition to compliance? By the way, compliance is not really even a tech field itself, so it's more of is compliance as it is called. However, the tools you would use to carry out your risk assessment and all of that is what would make it tech. So yes, you don't need any prior tech experience to become a compliance professional, to even become a project manager. So talking about project management and business analysis, does anyone know why we do it as a two-in-one? Does anybody know why project management comes with business analysis? Does anyone know, or can anyone guess or try? Sarah, you've got your hand up. Do you want to drop your question in the chat box so that we can read it out? Okay, basically because one is a subset of the other. Is it? Okay, so Ebenezer says PMBA. Let's go there. Beautiful. Business analysis, project management. Let's go there now. Okay, interrelated. I love that. Basically because one is it. So they're not actually subsets of each other. They are different roles. A project manager is different from a business analyst. However, in the RKY Careers Bootcamp, you get to actually learn both, right? You get to learn both skills because they work together. A project manager would usually work with a business analyst, a UX UI designer, an engineering team, and all of that. However, they also have overlapping skill sets and requirements because you get to work on the project life cycle together. So depending on what you're working on, whether it's a project or a product, that's what will determine what your team or what your team structure would look like. But I love the responses I've gotten so far. So the objective of the bootcamp is to provide participants with practical experience, skill sets, and the knowledge required to succeed in project management, PMO, and business analysis roles. We have 7 weeks of classes, 2 months on a project from start to finish, and then 1 week on career support and mentorship and coaching sessions, and then continuous weekly interview prep. You would also build other soft skills like emotional intelligence, team management, stakeholder management, collaborative learning, workshop facilitation by working with other project stakeholders like the developers, the UX UI designers, the testers, and your supervisors as well. Who can take this course? Recent graduates who want to improve their skill sets, professionals looking to switch to project management or business analysis, degree holders seeking practical work experience, aspiring project managers, anyone who wants to position themselves for visa sponsorship roles, anyone who wants to enhance their career prospects and earning potential, professionals, entrepreneurs, consultants as well. So potential career paths and the average salary. You can see them on the screen. Project management and business analysis roles are high-paying roles, especially if you now add AI to it. Hey, like we are currently doing with our current cohorts that are doing AI projects, AI certification, AI. We are everywhere, everything. So how are we implementing or adding AI to the things we do? AI projects, AI extra module on our courses, as well as AI certification bonus courses. Right. Eligibility for visa sponsorship. You can see the eligible codes you can use under project management, from construction project management managers to engineering project managers to IT project managers, change manager, implementation manager, IT project manager, project leader, and then business and financial project managers, project delivery officer, project manager, project support officers, project coordinator, project service delivery officer, project officer. That's 3543. Then business support analyst, that's project side. On the BA side as well, you have business analyst, change analyst, systems analyst, technical analyst, business continuity manager, digital business analyst, all business support analysts. You can see the codes. Right. So the eligibility for visa sponsorship is there. So what do you get in our project management and business analysis boot camps? 7 weeks of classes where you learn BA Saturday and Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. You learn BA, you learn PM, another 3 weeks, Saturday and Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. And then you learn PMO for 1 week. Then you get onboarded. Like our project management, business analysis, and also Scrum and product, they're like a school on its own, like a whole department on organization of its own. It's like an organization of its own, to be honest. If you've not experienced our project management and business analysis bootcamp, then you definitely need to do that. Right. So you also get your CV and LinkedIn done for you, just like I described earlier. You get practical work experience on your CV. You build a portfolio of projects. You get work reference for when this experience wants to be validated. You get a globally recognized certificate of completion. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned this at the beginning. RKY isn't just a side hustle company, because I actually always feel for people that are trying to choose what training company to go for. There are so many people saying they're training at the moment and they are doing it as a side hustle just because, they just are looking for extra income. RKY Careers, we are more than that. We are an accredited company. We're accredited by CPD in the UK, ACTD in the USA, and we are also listed on the UK government website as a learning provider. We are also working on more certifications and even getting affiliation and accreditation from UK universities to issue degrees. So we have a lot going on in RKY Careers. We are more than just, a side company or side hustle. Right. So what do you get, in the training? Access to a community of project managers and business analysts, mentoring, coaching, post bootcamp support, bonus courses, monthly webinar. This month end, we brought somebody to come and talk about the entrance visa. One would naturally think that everybody know these things just because I know it, just because you know it. But guess what? There are so many people that have never heard some of these things before, that hearing it for the first time. And that's why we would continue to have our webinars, our workshops, our sessions we have on Instagram as well, to make sure that even if it's one person that this is going to liberate, then it's at least it's worth it for us. Right. So what do project managers do? Project managers, they manage the life cycle of a project. Right, they make sure that the criteria that have been set for success for the project is achieved. Criteria like the budget, criteria like the scope, criteria like the timeline and the quality. So a project manager is the one that will make sure that if you said that it's 3K they must use to complete this project, we don't go beyond 3K. If there's any issue or risk identified, they document it. They also inform the stakeholders. These are the likely risks. These are the issues we are experiencing. This is what we can do, right? Regardless of the type of project, whether it's an AI project or a web development, mobile development, construction, whatsoever. And what do business analysts do? For those who don't know the difference, the business analyst is also a very important stakeholder on the projects. The business analysts, they work with the business to understand the project at hand, the solution the business is trying to implement, or the product they're trying to build. So they have so many workshops and facilitation sessions with the stakeholders to have a good understanding of the project. And this is then interpreted and translated into technical terms for this from the engineering team that would do the implementation. So a business analyst will be the one to meet with the stakeholder, client, sponsor, whatsoever. What exactly is the problem you're trying to solve? What are the alternatives you're currently considered? What should the eventual products or the final product look like? What does your current process or product look like? So they must ask the right questions, understand the problem, because it's just like having an intermediary that is not interpreting correctly. Definitely there will be miscommunication and the end product will not satisfy the client at the end of the day. So a business analyst role is very important as well, because their interpretation and understanding of the project would reflect in the final outcome of the product, solution, process, or whatsoever that is being worked on. I hope you're enjoying me, guys. So, are you going to pay separately to learn this too? No, not at all. You are not. You're going to learn tools as well. Yeah, it's 2 in 1. You're going to learn Jira, Basecamp, Balsamiq, Artificial Intelligence, Visio, PowerPoint, Lucid, Draw.io. These are the tools that make the role tech. For that person that was ranting about why is everybody saying tech, it's the tools that you use, that makes it tech. Right, so it's currently on a discount for $5.99. Obviously, it's a no-brainer that our project management and business analysis course is the best seller, in addition to the data analyst, of course. That's why you can see that even half of people on this course want to be on project management. So you want to secure your slot today before we get sold out and stop taking enrollments. Yeah. So Dorothy says, what methodologies do you use for PM? So we use the hybrid because this is a learning platform, right? So we use hybrid, which is waterfall as well as agile. So we start with waterfall during the planning stage, because if we start with agile, then you will miss out on the opportunity to know how to plan using the waterfall, because some people will get a job where it's the waterfall that they use, while some people will get a job where it's agile. So you get to experience both. So I don't know if that answers your question. So you would also use the Scrum. So you also have a Scrum. You understand the Scrum and Agile way as well. And you will also understand the waterfall way of doing things. And guess what? During the project phase, you've got lots of support. So the project phase, like I said, is like a company of its own, because you've got your supervisors, you've got your support officers, you've got your colleagues, you've got all that you need. You've got all, that you need to actually understand the role and achieve success in it. So you want to secure your slot with the link that's been dropped. And if you're in Nigeria, you are in for a lock. You don't have to pay £5.99. Send us a DM now and we would respond to you. Right, so I've got a favorite somebody here today as well, who is going to be sharing his success story. His name is Alex. And I think he's got not just one, but several success stories to share with us today. So Alex, please, if you are there, please unmute yourself and share your experience with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to open my camera. I'm kind of being shy, but I don't know. For the first time, you understand. I would say, number one, I want to thank Woki for everything. I want to say thank you for what you do. Thank you for how you've been able to help immigrants to gain stability in the UK, and not just only in the UK and other places all over the world. It's a big one. I've never done this. Congratulations to you, but I would say that from the bottom of my heart, I really say thank you, especially for my family and for the people around. It's a big one. Yeah. I would say my career with Woki started in 2023. I got to the UK to study human resources management, and I used to be a project manager in Nigeria. So when I got to the UK, I was tied to the normal job where people just get into jobs and all, and just to get stability, survive and all. But definitely I knew that was not what I wanted to do. And like a mentor who happens to be someone which is close to me. The mentor happens to be my own wife, and she actually did RKY and she was earning well. And she told me that you could actually get to do this RKY of a thing, and and get into your field, which you used to be in Nigeria, rather than just sitting down for less and all. And that was the best. I would say that was the best decision I ever made, because that money actually felt like a lot of money as at then, but my 1 month salary, I've post getting into a good job, I was able to make that money. And I would say for me, when it comes to when it comes to getting into what you want to do, getting into that career path, I say RKY is the best. I have been able to introduce about 7 of my friends to RKY who are actually doing all well in the UK. I currently work with the government. I work in a local authority. As a project manager, I lead lots of projects in the Growth and Sustainability Directorate. And of recent, which was last week, I also called Rookie that I just got another job again. I'll be leaving my current role, which I was, and I'll be leaving for another company. So what has given me that leverage to be here was RKY. RKY was that pathway to my career journey, in terms of I get to see interviews. I was able to excel in interviews, and also getting me the right tools, the right project management tools to be able to scale through. And I used to say it's not just only about RKY. RKY will teach you that stability, that hard work, that mental resilience. Because I could remember when we were doing our life project, we did it for about 4 months, and I see it as something that you would be able to transfer that knowledge into interviews, because the UK is quite different from Nigeria. I was telling someone about last week that I have never read for an interview the way I am reading for interviews in UK, like study hard. But because I learned all these things from RKY, the ability to know that when you're going for interviews, you need to know how to use the STAR method, which is situation, tasks, actions, and results, to be able to scale through interviews. And not just only that, again, the ability that and I see Rookie as queen of CPD, that's continuing professional development, because she gives it to you. There's always a weekly interview sessions for our students every week. I've never seen any provider who do that. And not just only that, again, when it comes to the LMS, that's learning management system, she makes sure that post implementation, or post the post study of how, when you're done with your training, you get this learning management system for a year for you to look at what you're doing, to be able to reevaluate yourself and also learn more. And which I say it's good. I would say you should go for RKY careers, because you're going to be spending your money wisely. And definitely, I know that everyone who wants to be on this course wants an ROI, which is return on investment, and which you are going to be getting from RKY. I don't know, Rookie, if you really have any other thing you want me to say. Definitely, I would say I think this is what I
Thank you so much, Alex.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that you are not really like a right. I know you are a very personal and private person, so I appreciate you coming to speak today. Thank you so much, and thanks for all the referrals. And I'm so glad that everybody you've referred, they've also gotten the best out of the program. I can mention a couple of them, from those having 5 success stories. So even your wife as well, she's on her 3rd success story as well. I was even 2nd, I think, after the So a big congratulations to you, right? And thanks for that. So what would you say to people, in summary, that want to get on the project space? Okay, talking about project management here, you've not only, and I think this one, I think everybody would like to hear it, you've not only landed 1 job in project management, you've landed 2, and I think your wife was in data analysis as well. So what would you say about saturation, a field being saturated? How do you handle that?
Yeah, I would say for me, right, that's one thing I really get to like about you. Thank you for the fact that you taught us the ability to be able to explore large. See, the UK project management, or data, or the UK tech space is too big, and we need a lot of people. 2 days ago, I got like 3 recruiters calling me based on LinkedIn. We have this role, we want you to come and interview for it and all. And which is something like that. I was even speaking to my wife. She's actually she got a call from Revolut telling her that, oh, come to our organization. She's just, I don't want. And all. So, but the thing is, a lot of people are quite very lazy when it comes to applying for jobs. You understand? I got about from January of this year to about to today, I said I've gotten about 30 different interviews. And it's not all of them I go for. You understand? So what am I saying is that the job is not the job is not saturated. There are lots of opportunities. It's just that people are quite lazy to apply for jobs, because looking for a job is job itself. I wouldn't lie to you. And Rookie, I think you know that for you to look for a job, you have to look for a job, you have to analyze the job, you have to look at how the job is. And also what people get to be scared is when you look at the job, when you look at the essential criteria, a lot of people are always scared about the fact that, I don't have this qualification. See, go for it, you understand? My current role, which I am currently on before I will be leaving in my next 2 months, because I have a 2-month notice period, was that I don't know anything about the UK. I've never done any corporate job in the UK. And the first corporate job I landed, I was earning very big money. I was the youngest project manager. I'm the only black man in my team. And I'm the only black man. I'm the project manager, and I lead all of them. I don't care about anything. I go to work and leave the work at the right time. I don't care about what anybody is saying. And funny enough, I even got to pass my probation under 3 months. Because they don't get to care about that. They only care about the fact that you can do the job. And what happened was the fact that RKY, I was able to, I could remember my interview and they were saying, oh, can you do this? Can you do this? I was able to sell the fact that I can use ClickUp, I can use VC, I can use all these things. And sincerely, I have never used them in my current role. My organization doesn't use ClickUp. But RKY actually has taught us to know all those tools. So at the end of the day, I am 80 or 90%, and the organization is just 40%. So it's just about scaling through the interviews and all. But when you get to the organization, you know that, it's not too deep. It's not really too deep, you understand? And that's one thing I would say. Wiki delivers more than what you actually get in the workspace. That's one people don't get to understand. The fact that when you get into the workspace, you're not going to be doing as much as you're doing. I remember that during my life training, that was the most stressful period of my life. I am earning money now when I was not earning in the live bootcamp, and I'm not as stressed as the 4 months of my 4 months live in RKY. Now that I'm even earning money, that I'm earning good money, I'm not stressed. You understand? And also again, when people get to RKY, I would say don't pull out of the live bootcamp. That will change your life. I think that when I was doing my interview, I was able to sell their live program to them end to end. I knew it because I started from the beginning, from the initiation down to the conclusion. I was able to sell it to them, and they were just shouting wow, wow, as if there was a fire alarm. But sincerely, it was just because of that ability of Rookie and all. So the UK job market is not saturated. It is just the fact that people don't want to take that leap. Looking for job is job itself. You really need to be hardworking. You really need to be focused. You really need to know what you want, and definitely also, for you to be a project manager, you don't need a certification. I got my first role as a project manager with a Google certification. I don't have any certification. But in the job, I started having other certifications like certified Scrum Master and everything, because currently now the new role I got is an IT project manager. So definitely I know that my skill of certified Scrum Master would work. And also I had a master's in human resources. So it's not about the qualification, it's about the fact that Rookie is giving you that experience which you need, the life project and all. So when it comes to RKY, I see that if you want to go for anything, go for RKY. I have about 7 friends who have done RKY. All of them are doing well. We are earning well. We are living the life, and this is what we want to do. And I only go to work once a week, which is what I want. I spend 4 days of my life working from home, and I just go to work once a week. And that once a week, it's not compulsory. So that is what I really want for my life, not the fact that I will just be going up and down and all. So if if you're going for any course, I say Ruki is the best. She's a great person. She would definitely mentor you well, and RKY is very, very great. So go for it. I believe you're spending your money wisely, and you're going to get results. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Somebody asked if they can ask question. Drop your question in the chat box and read it out. So thank you so much, Alexander. You've touched on very, very important part, which is people. There's no road that is not saturated, and there's no road that is saturated, if you get me right. It's about you being the best person for the job. There are people out there getting 3 offers and turning 2 down, right? While some people are saying, oh, project management is saturated, oh, business analyst is saturated. You need to know your onions. We give you the platform in RKY. You need to leverage it as well, because we have lots of people that will pay for the boot camp. They won't play their part. If Alexander was in the boot camp and he did not play his part, he won't be confident about all the tools we taught in the boot camp. He won't be confident about everything that happens, to justify his experience working on projects from start to finish. We will provide all of that. Unfortunately, we can't come and knock on your door to wake you up, even though we send you messages. You're the one that will get tired of us. We'll send messages, we'll send reminders. If you're not participating, you'll get a mail from us telling you that if you don't participate, you're not going to get all the perks that are meant to come with the bootcamp. Because guess what? We are not in the business of selling references or selling experiences to people that are not participating. Right.
Definitely. Okay, let me add also, I'm sorry to just put that. I can remember my first role. The fact is that when you exceed expectation, my current role, after the interview, you would even know whether you're going to get a job after the interview. And during the interview, something happened. During the interview, they told me that the interview lasted for 2 hours, and they told me after the interview, they told me to work on a brief. They left. I did slide presentation and everything. And this is where RKY teach you about how to be able to answer recruiter's call, how to be able to negotiate your salary, and also how to be able to answer the interviews. And after the interview, they asked me, are you currently interviewing with other organizations? I said yes. I'm currently interviewing with other organizations, and sincerely, I was not interviewing. You wouldn't believe that the next day, as early as 6 a.m., I was on my bed, and the manager called me that we're giving you the job. We don't want you to accept anybody's offer. That's why they're calling me 6 a.m. My current role, the one I just got last 2 weeks, the manager for this role also called me that, Alex, I hope you're not picking anybody's offer. We want to give you the job. Please don't accept any offer. And because of that, I got another job yesterday with another company. And I'm not picking the offer because that other manager was already telling me, Alex, we want to give you the job and hold. So this is what RKY will give you. And sincerely, 4 months, it's looking like too small to study anything to get into project. But sincerely, it is a big deal. I know that if you spend your 4 months in RKY, that 4 months is like a year. So don't think about, it's 4 months enough for me to dive into project, into being a project manager. Yes, 4 months is enough. Immediately I finished from RKY, I never applied for junior project manager role. Why should I be applying for junior project manager roles? You understand? You apply for, I go for delivery managers. I go for jobs of 80K, 100K, 90K. That's what I go for. If you bring some jobs for me, I don't get to apply. And I feel that everybody has their niche. I don't apply for civil service. I don't apply to NHS. I don't do that. But I apply to local authorities. I apply to where there's money. I apply to private organizations. So everybody have their niche. So I feel that when you go, Roki will be able to teach you this. And I saw they say, Alex, you have a project management experience before RKY. I don't have a project management experience. I was a digital marketer turned project manager. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. And I'm so proud that you among others that are out there representing us are making us proud. I'm super happy that not only yourself, everybody around you as well, and not only all our alumni. To be honest, they are making us proud. They are doing great things out there, and I'm super happy. And I look forward to seeing you face to face at the events. Hope you booked your tickets. You and your wife, you guys have to come and pay accolades. Because I remember your wife getting that 6-figure jobs that we all dream about the first time.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because she's God.
Yeah,
So you
she's
guys
any
are
more than
power couple. Power
yeah,
couple.
she's any more than me, but she's actually, like I said, she's my mentor. So you understand? She's a very nice lady, and she's really the person that has actually made me who I am. You understand? So definitely, all kudos to her because definitely she got to learn from you, and she taught us. She taught all my friends, and that was why all of us got jobs. You understand? So she's still our mentor, and you are the senior mentor. Thank you so much.
That's fine. Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Alexander. Thank you. Like I said, congratulations, on the third offer again that you're yet to tell me about, because I just said about now. And, just like you said, you need to continue to develop yourself, and you need to participate in the work experience. It might be just 4 months of the boot camp, but like I said, it will stress you because the goal is for you to come out of it with over a year or worth of experience. There are so many people, just like I said as well, that are on the job. They can't complete a project from start to finish. They have never done it. They've just been on one side. I know people that are business analysts that all they do is just process mapping. That's the only thing they get to have the opportunity to work on. And when you get on the job, you would actually not even do so much, but they will test you about it. They'll test you on those skill sets, but you might not even use these tools or those skill sets on the job. So congratulations once again, Alex. And right, so I think that's about it. So if you are on the project management side of things, if you haven't secured your slots, you are sitting on a very, 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 very risky position. So all of you that say project management, business analysis, this is your cue to actually take that step. There is nothing like a role being, saturated. You can see people getting second, third offers, getting 30 interviews, getting calls from recruiters. It still happens in real life. It's not stories. It's not rookie saying it. And that's why I like to bring, and you can see, he did the boot camp in 2023. You won't believe that between 2023 and now, there's been loads of improvements that's been done to the program, meaning that even with the way we delivered it in 2023, it's still valid enough to get you a job. And we've actually introduced so much more. We've added AI to our modules. There's so much that we've done on it. Right. So please secure your slots. The link is in the chat box. And right. So now we're going to talk about Scrum Master Product Owner, which is very similar to the PMBA. Is also the same structure. It's just that this is usually done using the product led approach. And again, for those talking about discounts, you can pay in installments using Klarna, ClearPay, Pay Later, PayPal. So all you need to do to secure your slot today is either just $199 or $166. Guess what? Alexander that is speaking to you, I'm sure he booked this boot camp at £675 or so, because I think that was our discounted rate at that time. Now it's $599. So it's cheaper and it's more affordable. So and I think that we didn't even have all this planner. So things are even way better and it's easier for you to come on board now. For the value you get, to be honest, I've been coached and advised myself that our training is too cheap. We need to times 5 our prices. I've been told if you times 5 your prices, what would happen? People will still come, people will still book. But before we times 5 our prices, book your slot today. Because even those that are selling courses at that times 5 price, they are not even giving as much as we give. Right, so talking about Scrum Master Product Owner, if you've heard about product-led way of doing things. Sorry? Alima, please mute yourself. Thank you very much. Right, so if you've heard about product-led way of doing things, the agile way of building a product, then this Scrum Master Product Owner, Product Manager is the one for you. So what would you learn? You would learn how to use tools like ClickUp, Draw.io, Jira, MS Projects, Balsamic, and you will learn techniques like Scrum, Agile. You gain practical work experience on a real project in a product-led environment. What's the difference between product-led and project-led? Right. So two people could be building a website or a platform or an app. One person can be building it in the project-led way, and another could be building it in the product-led way. What is the difference? In the project-led way of doing things, you are building based on set criteria that have been set criteria like budget, the scope, and all of that, among other things. While in the product-led way, you don't just start a project. The first thing to do is that you are building a product, or you are adding a feature to an existing product, or managing an existing product. So the first thing to do is the problem validation through user interviews. Is this problem really existing? And that's why they always call the product-led way of building products the lean way. The lean way. Right. Well, when we say the lean way, they don't just go ahead and build projects, because projects can be built that might not even really be a problem or a business or a need. Right. So what a product-led way or the product way of doing things would do differently is to validate the fact that this problem really exists first, right? By interviewing, doing polls, doing surveys, asking people who actually are the business, targets customers, right? And when this is done, right, they go ahead to also build their user personas. Who is the potential user? Is it an immigrant we are building this product for? What does that persona look like? What are their business needs? What is the problem? What are their career needs? Whatever need you're trying to solve, right? And then they go ahead to build the products using, with the Scrum team or the product team, where they continue to iterate, right? So there's no cast and stone way of building. They're always adapting to changes using the Scrum or the Agile methodology. And one part that I love the most about the product-led way of doing things is the fact that their job does not just end in handing over the projects. They go ahead to take the products to market, or to start analyzing and monitoring the performance of the products when it's in markets. And that's why they work with customer experience needs team. Because when a product is in the market, for instance, if a new bank app has been released, the product managers are still on standby, getting feedback from the users as to, oh, this feature needs to be updated, oh, can this be added to the feature, and all of that. So the end users, right? So right, so that's the product-led way of doing things, which I find quite interesting. Most of the people that started their journey as product owner, Scrum Master, and all of that, they always end up if you look at the CEOs of the big tech CEOs, they all started as product managers, because they understood the process of taking the product to them. They don't just start building a product. Right. So, what are the potential career paths to explore in products and Scrum? You can see them on the screen. By the way, the Scrum and product roles are high-paying roles, in terms of salary ranges. And then these are the tools you get to learn in the Bootcamp, Basecamp, ClickUp, Draw.io, Balsamic, Visio, and everything that Alex also said. Because the product manager, like I said, Bootcamp is very similar to the project management Bootcamp. Based on all the perks you get in the Bootcamps, from the 7 weeks class to the CV and LinkedIn optimization, interview prep, end-to-end product development, visa sponsorship opportunity, global talent opportunity. Because product management happens to be one of those roles that can help you get global talents. Because in the UK, even regardless, if you're talking about the global talent in the UK particularly, regardless of the field you are trying to come in for the global talents, you need to show that you have worked on digital products, which is why product managers have a very good standing in getting, the visa. Now, based on everything I've said, we are running a special discount for this particular bootcamp, that brings it down to £450. So Scrum Master and Product Owner, and as well as a free AI module, are what you would get out of it, plus the work experience and all of that. You want to secure your slots today, and to get the 450 discount, you have to use the discount code RKY40. Right, so at this moment, I'm going to call on Fisayo. I hope Fisayo is available. Fisayo is a product professional with a background in engineering. After completing an advanced product management course, she also joined the Tech Career Accelerator program. So the Tech Career Accelerator program happens to be a program that we have, where people that have certifications or some certifications need work experience, and they can join our work experience phase. Or if you've done a bootcamp somewhere, you feel that your work experience is not adequate, you can come and work on a second project, on the Tech Accelerator program. So this practical work experience was what actually now facilitated getting our next role as a product owner. So Fisayo, if you are here, please, we are welcoming you to come share your experience on the boot camp to you landing your job?
Hi, Ruchi. Thanks for having me.
Hi,
Hi,
Priscilla.
everyone.
Thanks for accepting to speak at short notice. We appreciate.
Yeah, I'm honored to be here to share my experience. So, I decided to join RKY Tech Accelerator program because I saw that it wasn't just about having the foundational knowledge of product management. The goal is to get a job, and I knew that this program would offer me that because I'd seen success stories and I knew like what the syllabus looks like, working on a project and then collaborating real life with stakeholders, the development team, and getting to craft the product vision, to building a product, and then crafting go-to-market strategy. So this program particularly gave me a lot of benefits because I got to have hands-on experience with coming up with product strategy from vision to value proposition, getting to craft the strategic roadmap down to prioritization of features and epics, and then collaborating with development team and designers. We were designers actually, so I actually got the hands-on knowledge as well to building prototypes, and then did usability testing, and then we got approval because it passed all the requirements that we gathered, and so I was able to get involved, hit the ground running when I came in, even though I hadn't joined the theoretical section of the bootcamp. So yeah, it was a very great experience, very transformative. Aside from getting to be able to build a product, which was like a marketplace for vendors here in the UK, I was able to get the support from RKY where they built my CV and optimized my LinkedIn. So I started getting recruiters reach out to me, and I also had a couple of interviews. I was able to confidently speak about them because I was hands-on during the accelerator program. So I was able to really talk about what we did, the obstacles we faced, and how I had experience in agile methodology and resolving conflicts and all of that, because along the project, the facilitators were there for us. We had their support, gave direction on, oh, this is how you come up with things like user journey mapping. This is how you understand the customer pain points. You do market analysis. And also on the Scrum aspect, we also had, for products, we had Said. For Scrum, we had Abdul, who was able to help us understand how to effectively get influence the development team, get the best out of them, resolve conflicts within the team, because we had people in different roles like product owner, Scrum Master, and product management. And that's something that this experience also did. It gives you the best of two worlds. So you don't only apply for product roles, you get to apply for Scrum Master, and it's rare, especially for the price. For the other platforms that are out there, it's probably just product management, but here I was able to also get a feel of what being a Scrum Master meant, and really like be able to have experience with that. So yeah, I was successful in applying that knowledge and the experience I gained, and due to my enrolling in Tech Career Accelerator program, I was able to secure a role. So yeah, it's very obvious that the journey was very career defining for me. And I would advise anyone that's thinking of enrolling the program, or you're already in the program, don't think twice about it. I think I was having my doubts. I was like, oh, maybe I can just try to start applying and see what's outside in the market. But I'm really grateful that it was like the last day that I paid for that program, and I can see the difference, the way it's really accelerated, being able to showcase my knowledge of product-led delivery, product lifecycle management, product analytics, and all of that kind of thing. The product metrics, every single aspect was touched, and the fact that I also had access to the LMS, even though I wasn't there during the theoretical part of the program, I could refer back to it, and also took advantage of the interview prep sessions. So even if I missed them, I watched recorded sessions, and these were really helpful. I could also reach out to facilitators sometimes if I had like a presentation to do an interview. So they went through it with me. And then, for instance, for me, I didn't know that, oh, it was structured that for interviews, you had like 4 stages or 3 stages, and there are different things that are required. So you get that knowledge from interview prep sessions and different things to say at different stages. For instance, during the recruiter stage, they probably don't want to go in depth, but they want to hear some keywords. So you have to be able to articulate that well, so that you don't waste their time and they feel like, oh, you actually do have that experience. And yeah, I'd advise you to go for it. And most importantly, make sure that you use the platform to the utmost, the highest level, because it's for your benefit. RKY will do their best, but you have to really be hands-on when you're looking for someone to delegate different parts of the project, to be ready to work on it and give it your all. Because for my team, we met almost every day for daily stand-ups, and I'll say that it really felt like a real organization, and it's a decision that I'm very happy I did. So yeah, that's my experience with RKY, and I highly recommend.
Thank you so much, Fisayo. And I'm so happy that, you got your success story, because I could see how, engaged and all of that you are. I remember also you had one that they were going to fly you to Denmark or something for an interview. And that's to tell you how the world is now. Is it Denmark or not Netherlands? I keep mixing it up.
It was Denmark.
Was it Denmark? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's to tell you how the world is. Someone here in the UK, she was getting an interview based on her skill set, and they were going to fly her to another country for the interview, and they probably would have employed her as well, right, if the process went through, right? And shortly after that, she still ended up getting a success story, right? So a super congratulations to you, and I'm so happy that you guys are really making us proud out there. And yeah, I don't know, so do you have any does anybody have questions for Fisayo? So thank you so much, Fisayo, for coming to share your experience. I'm happy and I super congratulate you. Right. So for those who do not know about the Tech Accelerator, there you have it. But this is especially for those who have a training, a certification already, and just need work experience, or those who have gone through a training before, they don't feel prepared enough, they need practical work experience, or they want to work on a second project.
Thank you, Ruki. I just want to add that also, the fact that RKY gives reference gives you a lot of leverage in the market. So if you're new to the UK or you actually don't have tech UK experience, it gives you that edge, and RKY does that. They were very reachable. Ruki was always there. If I like the situation in Denmark where I had to last minute do some changes, she was there to able to get me the reference. And yeah, so they're very helpful, not just training you, but they want to actually see that you get that job, and they give you the utmost support.
Okay, thank you for that. So if Scrum product management is for you, don't sit on it. Take that step right away. There's no role that is saturated. There's no job that is impossible to get. You just need to be the best candidates for the job, and the job would be yours. Thank you so much, Fisayo. So now we get on to data analysis and business intelligence. This is a 10 to 12 weeks program where you get to learn the most in demand of all the data analysis tools out there, from Excel to Power BI to Tableau to SQL and also AI. Throughout the program, you would acquire practical experience working on up-to-date data and individual and loads of individual as well as group projects for hands-on experience, right? You present to senior stakeholders and also master cutting-edge tools. Who should join this bootcamp? Everybody needs data analysis, regardless of your role. Even as a product owner, even as a project manager, you need to be that project manager, that product owner, that data analyst, or any other role that can visualize data and make meaning out of data, that can, bring analysis to the table in addition to what they have. So anyone as well who wants to gain analytical skills to enhance their current role and field should explore and should acquire data analysis skill sets. Right. So professionals in mid-level careers who want to transition as well. One thing I love about data analysis, right, is the fact that you can add analysis to any field to create a completely, skill set for yourself in that field. So what will you get in the bootcamp? We have the technical skills, which I've mentioned, but the most important part is the soft skills, like the working under pressure, team management, collaboration, emotional intelligence, stakeholder management, problem solving, and the likes. So as a data analyst, what would usually make the difference between you and the next candidate is not just about your ability to use Excel or Power BI or any other tool. It's mostly going to be about your interpersonal relationship. How do you come across? Are you a likable person? Are you able to succinctly present your insights, your commentaries from your data? KOJ, if you have a question, drop it in the chat box. So is it eligible for visa sponsorship? Of course, data analysis happens to be one of those fields, that is eligible for sponsorship. And what I like about data analysis is that the moment you add analysis to that particular role, even if that role was not on the list, your company can sponsor you under the analysis category. And that's what one of our alumni who came to share with us how she used the new entrance visa to get visa sponsorship explained. She said her role was not data analysis itself. Her role actually was not under this stuff. However, it's an analyst related role. But there are some roles that they just create that might not be under the list or that might not be popular. Right. But she said that, she was the one that drew their attention to it, which is why information is important. Being part of community that is relevant to your situation, to your skill set and all of that is very important. So and that's why we brought her to come and also teach other people about the new entrance visa. Knowing what codes that your role can be under, all of these are information that can help you also achieve what you want to achieve. Because these employers, they don't even know most of these things. Some don't even know what visa sponsorship is, right? Some don't even know what visa sponsorship is. So, what roles our alumni have gotten within the NHS? Talking about NHS as well, NHS is one of those bodies that have big budgets to employ and all of that. And their employment is not limited to just the tech roles. We have our students as data analysts, finance analysts, reporting analysts, healthcare data analysts, clinical data analysts, information analysts, public intelligence, public health intelligence analyst, and the likes. And one of the things you also get to work on in our data analysis bootcamp is the projects. You get to work on a group project, related to your industry. So as you can see on my screen, we have people working on the finance side, the healthcare, marketing, and all of that. And you also get to build a portfolio of your projects. Right. So what are the training perks you get? Everything that you get in our other boot camps that we've talked about from the start up to this session, right? From the technical skills to the soft skills. The value of this training should be way more than 1,500, in fact. However, it's currently on a discount, just like the rest, for £599. And in the data, and guess what? This data analysis, people don't even know the secrets, of this data analysis. It's like the new oil, to be honest, that you need. Everybody needs it. I used to be a senior finance analyst myself. I'm an analyst, forever an analyst, and I will tell you that there's so much analyst-related roles out there that you can explore, to stand out in the job market. So it's currently on a discount for $599. You can pay in installments using Klarna, ClearPay, Pay Later. And if you are paying from Nigeria, send a message to the number on the WhatsApp groups. I said WhatsApp groups, on the chat box. Right. So I don't know if Kenneth is there. I think I got a message that he wasn't able to take a break from work as well. Kenneth has landed not just one, but 2 roles in the UK. So the first one he got with NHS. And just last week, he shared with me again that he's just gotten an HEO role in the civil service. So do we have Kenneth here? So I'm not sure if he's able to make it, but yes. I think even Alex said it. His wife is part of our alumni in the data analysis bootcamp. And from her first role, she was able to get, a very high paying role, and now she's actually even in another role as well. I'm sure that one must be higher as well. She's been, that one. So we're going to move very quickly because I think we've also almost used up our time. So we've got the Excel and PowerPoint training, which is like a must-have for everybody that wants to get into corporate or that's working in a role. It can be your starting point to actually learning these skill sets, that you need to transition to tech. So And guess what? The Excel and PowerPoint training is a must-have for anyone. It can be combined with any of the bootcamps, so you can do it together. Our Excel class is usually 2 to 4, while every other class starts at 4 to 6 or 5 to 7. So our data analysis is 5 to 7 Saturday and Sundays. Excel is 2 to 4 Saturday and Sundays. And Excel is like our freebie course. It's just £50. It comes with Excel, it comes with PowerPoint, it comes with, and for those in Nigeria, you can pay just 50,000 naira as well. Right. So you get access to the elements, you get to build your dashboard. And another thing that I think is missing in our communities is that we don't create awareness for our skill sets. I've said this so many times about using digital marketing skill sets to actually showcase your skill, to showcase your experience, to showcase your portfolios and all of that. Don't wait until you have interviews. Don't wait until you have interviews. So the great news, like I've said continuously, you can pay with Klarna, ClearPay, PayPal, or Pay Later. So all of you that use Pay Later, PayPal to buy a bag, buy shoes, why not use it in investing for yourself, right? Such that, just like Alex said, within your first role after the bootcamp, I think your first salary will even pay off the costs that you used in getting the job in the first place. Right. So when we say post-bootcamp support, what do we really mean? Weekly or fortnightly interview prep, depending on the course. Monthly alumni webinar, where we bring in different experts to talk about different things, from career to finance to tax to immigration to getting a job to how to apply to get jobs and all of that. Free bonus certification courses. At the moment, we've given out about 5 free bonus courses, from Power BI for everybody, to Oracle Primavera 6, to artificial intelligence, to PowerPoint. There's always an opportunity to add value to what you already have. Then visa sponsorship and global talent strategy sessions with the CEO as well as industry experts. So we bring experts in. I think the last 2 months, we brought somebody in to talk about global talents in the fashion and arts category. And guess what? We have so many alumni, even though they're trying to transition to tech, they already have skill sets to qualify for this visa under the arts category because they had skill sets in this area from back home. Then on the job support as well, using our weekly interview prep sessions, you can also come back if you've gotten a job to get clarity on anything you might need clarity with. So these are alumni courses that we've had for free that other people had to pay for. The Next Tech Accelerator program is 21st of April. You are eligible for this if you are under BA, Product Owner, Product Management, Project Management, and Scrum Master, and you already have a certification or knowledge. Also, we use tech tools as well to manage a project like Basecamp, where you can, and also our LMS. So that's why we are tech driven, and these are the upcoming events. We've got the compliance starting today, Excel starting on the 19th, PMBA on the 3rd, SMPO on the 3rd, digital marketing on the 3rd, data analysis on the 3rd of May, and data insights day for those that are interested in data analysis or want to see. And that's something I think I missed, our product demo and data insights day. At RKY Careers, when we say work experience, for those that are asking, what's the work experience about? We have our product demo and data insight day where our students come to showcase what they've learned by themselves. They will present their products or the projects they completed to the world, to potential recruiters, to anybody who cares to know and who wants to know about what project managers do, what products they build. Because we are so transparent. Some other training company can't do this because they don't give their students real projects to work on. They just copy marketing materials from other companies and say we give work experience. Like I said, in RKY, we're not in the business of selling references. If you don't earn the work experience, we won't verify that you got the work experience from us. So our next data insight day, where our data analysts will be showcasing their insights to the world, to publicly, is on the 12th of April, which is next week. So make sure you don't miss it, yeah? So we've got the Apply Body products. It's part of the RKY group offerings. It's an AI powered. We are actually currently implementing the AI side of things, but it's a tool, a product application tool for busy professionals who don't have time to apply to jobs for themselves. But like I always say, I always encourage people to apply for their jobs themselves because it's easier, it's less expensive, and they can do more. Anything in the UK that people do for you definitely attracts payments. So RKY affiliates program. For those of you who are not only coming on board, are already on board, you can earn £50, I think 10%, right? For every person you refer. So if the cost is £5.99, that's free £60 for helping somebody to also live a better life. I don't think there's any deal as win-win as that. We've also got the podcast where we talk about career, business, and all of that. So if you're not subscribed, try to do so. So, like I said, the events, everything we do at RKY Careers is to actually make sure that we live a rounded and fulfilling life in the UK or wherever we are joining from. So make sure you nominate yourself as a nominee, right, for the awards. Make sure you book your tickets to attend, and also business owners are welcome. We've got over 100 slots of exhibition space to go, so make sure you book a slot to exhibit and showcase your business or service. If you are building a product, there's an opportunity to showcase your products and what you are building, the problem you are solving, to over 1,000 guests and attendees. Also, if you are a founder building a business, we've got a founders community. Just a sneak peek of our office space in London. And that's about it, guys. So, guys, how many of you have secured your slots? For those of you asking for the links to for whether the class will be recorded, yes, it will be recorded. I'll try to see if we have questions. Start dropping your questions, guys, and let me know if you have booked your slots for the boot camps as well as for the events. And just like Alex said as well, there's so many people that don't know about some things. Don't assume knowledge. You know, they always say that the most foolish person would assume they know everything and they don't need help anymore. Oh, they don't need to attend any events. What do they want to say that I don't know? Oh, I don't need to attend a boot camp. I already have it. Don't assume knowledge. Always be ready and willing to be open-minded to learn. Because guess what? Information, knowledge, and the right insights can make the whole lot of difference in both your career, your business, and in life in general. So I don't know if there are questions that have been dropped that I missed. Please feel free to drop it again.
I was it.
Right. So I don't think there are questions here. Does the Tech Accelerator include data analysis? Not at the moment. How long is the Tech Accelerator? So the Tech Accelerator is 2 months plus for the project and products related roles. And then there's the interview prep that follows. If you want to pay in Naira, chat with the numbers that have been put on the screen. So I said I once did a course for project management here in Nigeria. I'm presently in Nigeria and I'm working on how to get to the UK. But my question is, can I continue my journey from here since I did a previous course on it? Right. So it depends on, I don't know what you mean by can you continue your journey. You mean can you join the accelerator program or can you start, the boot camp? I don't get the question. But yes, you can always continue your journey with RKY Careers. Right. Also, my actual desire is for data analysis. What do you advise? Data analysis does not have accelerator program, so you might want to join, the data analysis bootcamp to gain the UK work experience that would help you open international doors as well. So what's the training schedule like for PMBA? It's Saturday and Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. for the first 7 weeks. Then we move to the project phase. When we move to the project phase, things are usually more intense. There will be no classes again Saturday and Sunday. Everything will now be like dependent on you and your project team. But because everybody has a 9 to 5, it will usually be late evenings where you meet with your colleagues. So I have a question. Please ask your question in the chat box. How about cybersecurity bootcamp? So at the moment here, we don't have a cybersecurity bootcamp. However, just like AI, we have a short course in cybersecurity that is coming up for all our alumni because it's a must-have skill set. However, we've seen that majority of people who are new in the UK, say 4 years, that are not security cleared, always struggle to get the security clearance, and that's why we don't want our students landing, dead on arrival, to be honest, on disadvantage on arrival, which is the reason why we don't do the course. We would, because the market is competitive on its own. You don't want, we don't want a situation where, there's already a barrier to entry in the role or in the course we are taking.
Just power up another time. Mommy.
So, what's the deadline for registering for data analysis and Power BI? I would say secure your slot as soon as possible. Classes start 3rd of May, but you don't want to wait till then before you secure your slots. So, what tech role would you advise someone in logistics and procurement? To be honest, you could either consider data or project management. They go very well with, supply chain and procurement. So I want to do a course in projects management, but I am not too good in the use of laptop. What do you advise? I would say from today, start trying to get very good in the use of laptop, because you don't want to get a role. We won't teach you how to use laptop in the bootcamp. You need to do that for yourself, because you don't want to you're trying to get a project management role. You can't do it without knowing how to use a laptop. So start from today to start trying to go and get a laptop and start trying to navigate it. Children teach themselves how to use these things. It is very possible for you to teach yourself, right? I don't think there will be any course at all that will teach you how to use a laptop. To use a laptop is easy. Can you turn it on? Can you turn it off? Can you download apps on it? So I would say start today, challenge yourself. You can do it and you can get it done. So there's no role you want to get in tech that you won't use a laptop for. Alima, please mute yourself. Right, so should I enroll for the data analysis now while in Nigeria, or should I wait till I enter UK? I would say enroll now. It's better to arrive ready for the job market than getting in and every minute counts. Because when you get in the Nigeria, you are flexing, because guess what? Your bills are monthly. Yeah, no, your bills are annually, most bills. Here, your bills are monthly. Some are even weekly. So you don't want to wait till you are now like choked up before you now start trying to look for the career path to explore. You might not even get the best out of it, because you'll be juggling a lot of things at the same time. Right. Is it really possible to get a job in the UK whilst in Nigeria without a UK work experience? Nothing is impossible. People are still getting jobs from Nigeria, from all over the world. However, it's very competitive. Because for you to get a job in Nigeria, to work in the UK, the job needs to sponsor your visa. Don't forget the fact that we have loads of people here in the UK as well trying to get this that have not gotten it. However, that does not mean that you won't get yours. And that does not mean it's not impossible. However, it's good to manage your expectations accordingly. Your data analysis or whatever tech skill sets can also be used in Nigeria and anywhere. And while UK, it could also be Canada or US. These tools and skills are universal. What does the compliance bootcamp start? Today at 4 p.m. For someone in customer service, what role do you think I can transition into? To be honest, it should depend on interest and capacity. A customer service person has the prerequisites for every role, because you have empathy, you have stakeholder management, right? And you have interpersonal relationship. So if it's project management you go into, your stakeholder management skill set and all of that will come into play. If you go into data analysis as well, there are some roles that require you analyzing data related to customer data, like customer insights role and all of that, customer behavior analyst role and all of that. So it depends on the one you choose. Any of those two are fine. What is the payments plan for data analysis and Power BI? If you use Klarna, ClearPay, Pay Later, or PayPal in 3, you explore the installments that are available. I think Klarna gives you 3 months, ClearPay gives you 4 months, and Pay Later I think gives you as much as you qualify for based on their own platforms. So I think I've answered all the questions. If you have more questions, keep dropping them on our Instagram. I am confused about whether to enroll in PM or data analysis. For someone who has a rich experience in accounting and finance, what's the best amount one can pay now and the payments plan? So the payments plan for installments is not manual, it's automatic. Once you go to Klarna, answer their questions and they will set you up. If you are confused as an accountant here, I would say data analysis or the analysis related one. So even if you do for a PMBA, I would say you should focus more on the BA side, because BA plus accounting is good. Accounting plus data is fantastic as well, because you can now position yourself for finance analyst role, FP&A analyst role, strategic analyst role, and all of that. Is there a platform where you send jobs posts for your alumni? Our alumni have a community where we share all sorts. However, we have the visa sponsorship mails that go out weekly, to our mail list. So you want to subscribe for our mail list so you can get these jobs. As a lawyer, which is most suitable? So it depends. Anyone is suitable. You can think of compliance. You can do projects management and business analysis. You can do data too, right? So how do I join the compliance class today and get onboarding done? I've just made payments. If you've just made payments, send us an email to bookings@rkycareers.com and you would get the onboarding mail that would include the WhatsApp group link, the Teams meeting link, and all of that. Right, the support team are also here waiting for your mail to actually onboard you. So do that very quickly. Okay, so I think we've answered all of the questions. It's been great having each and every one of you here. And I must say, you guys are fantastic. You guys are great. And we are all going to remain limitless and thriving. Make sure that you attend the events. Make sure you enroll for the bootcamp. The regret of most of our alumni is not starting early. There's always no better time than now. How much is data analysis bootcamp? £599. And you can pay in installments. I hope you have actually gained one or two things today. If you have, please drop the feedback in the chat box as well. The link to get to Klarna has been dropped for you, Tariat. Just click on that link and it will lead you to our checkout page. If you gained at least something today, let's get the feedback, let's know. Because it's not easy to be talking for 2.5 hours. Right. Thank you so much for attending, and I wish you the best, going forward. The recording for this session will be on our YouTube by Monday. So make sure you subscribe so you can get notified for it. Have a great evening, guys.